Ryan, when you guys start preparing for a Mike Leach offense and all sort of the nuances and the complex schemes that come with that, where do you start?
Kind of start in the same place you do every week. You expect to see their best shot, and you got to watch film based on what they've been doing. And Washington State's known for their air raid, and they like to move things around a bit, try and get you caught off guard. So, really got to start there with figuring out different steps in the different areas of where we think they're going to attack us, and then it all comes down to communication out there for us.
To follow up on that, is there a challenge when you go from, in 1 week, kind of a dual threat running quarterback, RPO heavy offense, to now you're facing an air raid, which is almost like diametrically opposite of an attack? Is there an adjustment there? Or?
I think you still are going to take the same sort of preparation towards each player, and like last week when we had dual quarterback system, and this week we're kind of seeing the more heavy pocket passer and, like I said, the air raid. But he'll get out and move some, and I think you just got to be ready to expect anything. I think the moment you start counting anyone out for anything, that's when they're going to get you.
Real quickly, can you just talk about your transition this year and how you feel it's gone? It seems like you've really stepped in there and stepped up for this team.
So my new role, I definitely took a bit of a learning curve to get there. I think there was you always got to know when you're playing safety what's going on in front of you, and I think coming to play this new position, I'm a greater appreciation for what the guys have to do down there. You take a big beating down there, having to take on those lead blockers, those pulling guards, and sometimes it goes your way, sometimes it doesn't. But now I think it is giving me a lot better perspective on where I can expect everyone else to be when I go back playing safety, and when I get reps there, I have a little better understanding, more concrete knowledge of where everyone's going to be. So I think me going to that position has helped me overall, more of like a well-rounded player in that transition, and better off for the team too.
To follow up on that, have you had to do anything with your body? Have you been trying to add weight during the season? I know that's nearly impossible to do.
Right. They actually asked me to lose weight coming into the season. I've always been a little heavier compared to the rest of the safeties. But when they moved me into this position, they kind of asked me to maintain or lose a little, and that's because I still got to cover. I mean, I'm still playing like a nickelback anyway. And so if I can't cover these Pac-12 receivers, then I be in the wrong spot.
What makes this matchup, I guess one of the things that makes it so good is not only it's the top team in the South versus the top team in the North, but your guys' strengths lie right opposite each other. They're the top-ranked passing offense. You guys are the top-ranked passing defense. They're the top-ranked third down conversion offense. You guys are the best against third down. When you look at this matchup, is it as simple as those matchups you think will determine the game?
Well, I think X's and O's are a big part of it, definitely. But I think ultimately, when it comes down to it, it's going to be a showdown for sure. They're going to make plays, and we're going to make plays. I mean, really, you can expect that from them for sure. And the next best thing to do is move on. Our coaches talk about one play and clear. So if you have a good play, you have a bad play, it's done. Move on to the next one. Because if we start griping on those mistakes or anything like that, if we can't move on, then we're pretty much hurting ourselves.
Ryan, Jimmy is kind of developed into an elite pass rusher in this league, 9 sacks, third in the conference. From your vantage point, what has kind of led to his growth this year, and what makes him such an effective pass rusher?
I think his time spent both in the film room and with the defense has really helped him. I think overall we've seen our entire defense grow because we've had the opportunity to understand the system rather than just kind of scrape the surface with the knowledge. Understanding the concepts and why we're doing what we're doing helps you get your job done, and then helps everyone else around you. So that's being said for everyone else on the front, or linebackers too, even DBs. If each one of them aren't doing their job, it's not going to work out. So like the guys inside of Jimmy, they're doing their job. You get the attention to them and their stunts and what they're working in there, and the same with the middle linebackers, and then it really just trickles on back. So I think Jimmy's success and our defense's success is a culmination like of everything. It's everybody.
Ryan, none of you guys, at least here, have been in this position before. Are you awed by it, or can you take a business as usual type approach for these next 2 weeks?
I think it's easy to see where we could get carried away with the different story of this season. That being said, I think our coaches have done a really good job of helping humble us, and I definitely don't see any problems with anyone around. People getting carried away personally or in any aspect. So I think that everything's really just going on as it would as if we'd been here before almost. That's kind of how it feels. The confidence is there, so that allows us to play fast, and no one's nervous out there, so really working out.
When you watch film of Luke Falk, is he as heady and as cerebral quarterback as you've seen with his decision-making process and those kind of things?
He's a very talented quarterback, and he definitely knows their system. He will know where he's looking first as far as his progression goes, and he definitely can make split-second decisions if something's not there, whether to move out of it or dump the ball off to someone else or checks and whatever he needs to do on their end.
To play off your response to BG's question about staying humble and the coach is doing a good job of keeping you there, your head coach also said you guys have been good, real good, and now it's your time to prove whether or not you can be great. Was that a challenge that resonated with you?
Yeah, I think that definitely resonated with me, along with the entire defense. I would say the whole team actually. I can feel that practice has been taken up another notch. You can feel it from the coaches too. They say they're always here to push us to do the things that we don't want to do, and that's right. Sometimes when it's the middle of the week, it's Wednesday practice, and the end of the year, maybe you can get caught going through the motions a little bit, and so they'll put you in place, get you back going, light a fire under your rear end, and get something out of you.
Ryan, obviously this game is as big a game as any of you that are playing on this team now have been in, with all that is at stake, with the national television audience, with all the hype surrounding the game. Is there an extra feeling of juice in your guys' step this week? Like, do you guys feel that, or is it really business as usual? How would you describe it?
I definitely say it's business as usual, but kind of a theme that I've felt with the team too. And this isn't us getting carried away, but a certain swagger. You can feel it and you can see it, and how we're kind of carrying ourselves around. And when you go through a couple seasons or a long period of time where you're just getting worked over by everybody, you can feel it. You can feel like there's a big cloud over you and whatnot, and it feels like definitely that cloud is gone, and everyone they don't want to party, but like they're happy, right? So they want to celebrate. And that being said, we haven't exactly done anything yet. We still have the rest of the season to play, and then postseason too. But I would say that swagger, that jump in our pep in our step is definitely a big thing that's helped kind of keep us going and not letting us settle.
You said that the challenge of their running game and the running backs in general, not just the way they run the ball, but the way they throw to those guys so much. How much of your job this week is really watching those guys?
It just depends on the play and the coverage or wherever we're at with that. They like to get the ball in the space, and they can. They have really good ball skills. They're really fast, both running backs and the receivers. And their alignment can get out, and they can move too, and when they need to. So really, they're going to keep us honest, and so we have to really be disciplined enough to know our technique and our responsibilities and do our job, do our 1/11th, so that everyone else can do theirs too, and then we can be successful as a group.
When will you start getting that nervous energy or feeling those butterflies in your stomach? Will it happen game day? Will it happen the night before? Do you know?
I feel like it's different for a lot of people. Me in particular, I don't really get those anymore. I would say I don't get those because I'm prepared enough and I'm confident enough in my ability. I know we're practicing every week for a test pretty much. You're studying every day, just like you would in school. And when it comes time around for the test, you see that one question on the test or every question. I know that. It's easy. It's just like second nature. And so that's kind of how it is out there for us. And so I know I'm prepared. I know the coaches have done a great job getting us there. And Coach Levitt always says, you're the only one that's going to get you ready. So I personally feel that if I have those bugs in my stomach or whatnot, then I'm not ready.
Any last questions for Ryan? Thank you.